What is your suggestion in terms of saying, what are the actions that a company or an employer or a leader or a manager can do that creates that space that allows you to say, hey, man, my past caught up with me today, and I just need to stop for a minute and feel truly empowered in doing so?
Well, my suggestion is, for one, allow and encourage all of your staff to always be their authentic self and to be vulnerable. One thing that now matters that is it doesn't just relate to me being a trafficking victim. It's just about building connection and feeling accepted. Like, as a Black woman, you know, feeling accepted and heard and understood when things were going on, like the George Floyd situation. I felt like I wasn't alone in that when I came to work. So just knowing, supporting your employees from diverse backgrounds, you know, and just letting them know that you hear them, you see them. Like, even though, like, you guys didn't have to acknowledge what was going on, but you did, and that meant a lot to me. And that made me feel safe, and that made me feel like I had a space to come to whoever I needed to come to and say, you know, I'm bothered today. What I'm trying to say is, what companies and employers can do is, A, build a connection, let your employees know that they're heard, and B, like, just talk about stuff and provide a space to have a conversation about things that are hard to talk about. Like, Tim, you always say, you know, this conversation's uncomfortable, but you're willing to take that initiative, and you don't understand, like, well, you probably do, but it makes everybody else comfortable. When you're asking me questions about, you know, my experience as a trafficking victim, that makes me feel like you genuinely care.
As CEO, I have the ability to create the space for that or not. And that I don't think many CEOs know that if they don't create the space for their staff to have their pasts catch up with them, their staff can't be free to have their past catch up. That there is actually work that needs to happen at the top about saying things like, hey, depression's kicking my ass today, I'm checking out. And that's easy for me to do because I'm not worried about losing my job. And exactly. It's still hard for me to do, and I'm not worried about losing my job. How much harder is it for staff to say, you know, to tell the truth about those circumstances as well? And I think it's important for you to know that your bravery on telling your story and being a survivor is actually really, really, I think you may not know how much it impacts people that don't have a similar story, but do have pain in their lives that they can identify with, that it gives them the bravery to tell their stories as well. So I really mean thank you.